Hello, you guys. Today I will be explaining to you guys how your childhood can affect your adulthood. So, have you ever wondered why you became how you are, or maybe you wonder how a TV show character became good or bad, or also you watched the crime show, my personal favorite, and wondered how did a serial killer turn out how they turn? Now, what I went deep diving on the internet and I ended up finding out that the most common way is the childhood. Now, childhood can be good or bad, same way as adulthood, but the most common one I seen was that your bad childhood can make a bad adulthood. Now, in these 5 minutes, I will explain to you guys the three reasons why I feel like your childhood trauma or upbringing has a big effect on your adulthood. One, one would be how example of how serial killers connect with childhood and adulthood. Second would be the effects from your childhood, and then third would be the impact. First and foremost, we'll talk about the serial killers. The serial killers have been a prime example of how your childhood can affect your adulthood, because statistically, most serial killers have went through traumatic events. For example, Kurt Cole, David Gaskins, and Jerome Bardens. They all had terrible upbringings, which turned them into the monsters they are now. In another article I read on somebody named Fiona Guy. She had an article where she was explaining how most of the killers were abused by their parents. For example, Jerome Bardens, the lust killer, ended up being abused by his mother for not being a girl. Now, in that website, she also has a diagram showing the normal and the serial killers, like the two of them, how the abuse affected them. Now, secondly, we'll talk about the effects. The effects that child trauma or upbringing can have on you can cause depression, anxiety, substance abuse, and regular abuse. The most common one has been depression, which for example, a lot of high schools and middle schools have put that they will suffer from eating disorders and substance abuse due to depression. In the article I also read on Northbound, they explained that 43% of children, boys and girls, or just adults, suffer from depression. Now, speaking of those records, we can go on into impact. Thirdly, the impact that has on us as adults. Childhood usually creates PTSD, insecurities, and health problems. PTSD PTSD is the most common one with adults because we go through so much as a child. We tend to have that one. For example, Lady Gaga. She went through a traumatic event of being molested at 19 and ended up with a common symptom of PTSD. Now, statistically, it says 60% of people go through these events and end up with PTSD. Also, they explain, sorry about that. Also, they give an example of how a lot of people present day and past day go through it. Like, it's something that's not uncommon to go through. All right. Now, for years, personally, I feel like for years, these traumas has been going on from generation to generation. So I don't feel like it's going to end. But in conclusion, from the three reasons I've gave you and from the examples I've gave you, I feel like childhood affects your adulthood very, very much. I feel like with these three reasons, you will understand why so many people are the way they are. You also will understand why serial killers are how serial killers became how they are. And you also notice that your childhood or any childhood can affect them majorly, very, very hard. So that's all I have today. Bye.